Oh, shit. Oh. Hey, heroes, Zephyr, and welcome back to Oracle of Ages. When last we left off, I got some bombs from the Queen. Now, my apologies if I sound a little hoarse. I ended up just watching a video that had me literally laughing my own ass off. It was a terrible time, at the same time that it was a beautiful time. We have, like, nothing. I was hoping maybe we'd have a chance to get some Pegasus seeds. Hopefully, we get some nice randomization. Okay, we got a geisha seed. We need to get the heart piece, though. Not fun. But yes, something kind of occurred to me. Sorry, that's from the laughing too hard. It hurt my throat quite a bit. But, yeah, no, something occurred to me that every time I've started a Zelda series since Minish Cap, somebody else ends up releasing a video beforehand. And that basically means that I had this recorded beforehand, and there's no way that the other person or me could have known. But basically, with Skyward Sword, nobody was doing it at the same time. With Minish Cap, nobody was doing it at the same time. You can catch both those series on the Zephyr channel. They were alright. Skyward Sword started getting a little buggy near the end just because of stuff. Ooh. But anyway. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my throat. Ah. But anyway. Yeah. So, Ocarina of Time started, and around the same time, the Game Grumps ended up actually running the series at the same time. So, it was kind of like, well, shit. Alright. So, there wasn't really much I could do about that, because these are on kind of a schedule, where I've been doing the games... that's not what I want. Doing the games, like, successively. Always in their order. For the timeline. So it's not like I could just decide, you know what, I'm not going to do the timeline. Just to wait. Because then, you know, there'd be no video or whatnot. So, I was like, okay, fine. Ocarina of Time's finished. We're good. Then, I did Link to the Past. And basically, just prior to my starting Link to the Past, Link to the Past Randomize kind of came out. So everyone was doing that at the same time. It was like, well, shit, like, come on. I thought that I was over this with Ocarina of Time. And I was like, well, okay, fine. Once I finish Link to the Past, it'll be good. We'll be fine. And then, just, like, literally the week of my, or just before the week of my going to be releasing the first one, I'd already filmed it, I was ready to go. I'm like, okay, cool, I got the Ages and Seasons going. I'm ready to do 2, yada yada yada. And then, Completionist released. This is the Ages and Seasons completionist video with exactly how to complete everything. And I'm like, just son of a bitch, come on! Like, I cannot catch a break with this Zelda series that I've been doing for way too long now just because of upload infrequency and not wanting to flood the channel with videos. So, this is just kind of my luck at this point, where I cannot start a Zelda series without somebody else at the same time either doing the same series or whatnot. So, Riffti said that I should get that off my chest, and just the fact that apparently I have the worst luck when it comes to starting Zelda series. Whew. Gotta catch my breath. Oh, also, something to note, because I did notice it in the previous recordings, and it was kind of too late afterwards for me to go back and change it. There was a frame rate issue that causes basically all time-based shenanigans in this game to... Yeah, all time-based shenanigans to essentially not appear properly. And that's it's an interesting kind of little bug that happens with older games, because the illusion of being see-through wasn't created by actually being able to have, like, see-through pixels. It was created by essentially every other frame the object isn't there. So, I'm trying to think how best to describe this on video. So basically, say this bad guy exists every frame. So we consistently see him for him to be invisible, every other frame he would have to be missing. So, essentially frame on, frame off. So it creates the illusion to your eye, in a pixelated form, that a particular enemy or object is see-through, because basically it's only showing up half of the time. So it has like half of the opacity that it normally would, because your eye can't register how fast it's shifting. And that was a trick that old video games used to do all the time. You'll see it if you try to record, like, Sonic the Hedgehog is a good, or Sonic 2 is the example that I think of generally off the top of my head, where if you get the bubble shield, it's see-through, but if you actually play, or like if you record it and watch it back in 30 frames a second, basically you only get to see half of it. So you'll either see a very solid blue circle over Sonic at all times, or you will see nothing, essentially, and you won't know that you have the shield short of like the sound effects or when you don't die when you get hit. And it's a very interesting kind of visual glitch. So I noticed it, and I think I mentioned it in the Ages episode that went up last, that I hoped that time effects weren't going to have that same kind of a thing where you only see one. And unfortunately it did end up happening, so I checked the base footage, and it turned out that my base footage was only actually recording at 30 frames, so that was kind of why everything always got uploaded in 30 frames on the BrantFurred channel, and in turn the Zephyr channel, because part of editing at the time that I started YouTube on my own, 30 frames was kind of the standard. It was 30 frames, 720, and then kind of 1080 came out, and people started getting weird with that kind of stuff, and it wasn't a bad thing, but there was kind of a major change, and I never really bothered. Oh shit, this guy. I feel like I should have had the Rock's Feather before fighting this guy. He feels like a boss that I normally jump around. Anyway. So let's keep this fight. But yes, so as a result of this, I've had to figure out the manual settings for everything. Like this guy's shadow, like I can see it blinking, even at 60 frames. So it's like it's a matter of that it's appearing every other frame, but I'm only seeing so many of those actual frames, so it kind of gives like a blinking quality to it. There we go. And there, that blinking. So that would either appear or not appear at 30 frames, but at 60 frames it shows. So which kind of leads to, for the most part, I find many games and whatnot that insist, oh, like 60 frames a second or whatnot. For newer games, it's not really something that's necessary. I think it's like, if you're consistently watching 30 frames or consistently watching 60 frames, you won't notice a difference. If you notice it swap between the two, you'll notice. But for the most part, our eyes don't really, as long as a frame rate is consistent, we don't really pick up on any minor stuff like that. And there's this huge thing that, you know, 60 frames is better than 30 frames. And honestly, I play a lot of games in 30 frames just because I prefer it. It's more of a cinematic way of viewing things. I can't do this puzzle yet, so I did this the wrong way. But, yeah. So, when watching a video back, and even most like my actual computer, my main screen, so like my laptop screen doesn't actually do 1080. So generally, YouTube will auto-load in 720. My computer is capable of rendering 1080, it just looks a little off because of, you know, lack of appropriate pixels to do it. But it can render a 1280 video with higher quality than a 720 video. It can also register 60 frames a second, but it neutrally defaults to 30. So kind of as a result of those two things, my own personal preference is just, well, I'll do it at 30, because it's more comfortable, there's no kind of shift between the two. It's nice. Because that's how I kind of watched YouTube videos for the longest time. Now I've kind of neutrally started... we got it! I've neutrally started to try to use 60 frames more. So a lot of like the PlayStation stuff is actually recorded at 60 frames, it's just a matter of my editing was still defaulting it to... yeah, I can't reach that. Not without some significant help. Maybe I'll have to come back here. Because I've been curious about that. If I get some Pegasus seeds, maybe I can actually make that jump. Maybe. There's probably nothing there. Anyway. So yes. Long story short with that is... yeah. Videos from now on for BrantFurred and for the Isaac Zephyr channel are going to start... I'm going to start manually setting it to 60 frames a second. They'll still only be 720 just because most of the games we play aren't that high of quality anyway. Like even... I've checked it manually. That some of those visual distortions that we've ended up having in on a couple of videos, those actually come from when the PlayStation or the Wii U change the resolution. So their neutral menus are actually 1080, but whenever you're actually in a game, the game only actually renders and runs at 720. So, and it's interesting to see because it's something that the Hog will actually inform me of, which I've downed on this device on an earlier episode of Mass Effect 2 on my channel, because unfortunately it has some problems with streaming, so there's going to need to be some tech changes over the course of BrantFurred's lifetime and over the course of Isaac Zephyr in the next few weeks. Or months, maybe. It depends on how long it takes us to get all of the stuff together. But anyway. Yes, so 60 frames, so that should fix the visual distortion, and it may also improve the quality of a few things. Like I said, many monitors, if you're watching on like a laptop and most phones, it won't actually try to render it at highest quality or at 60 frames anyway. You have to manually tell it to do so. So if you still see any distortions after that, that is the bit. Just you need to tell your PC or whatever you're running, hey, render this at more frames. And yes, that is my lesson of the day, as my voice is hoarse. And I still needed something to talk about. Fuck. Ah. Dude. But yeah, no, I ended up having a nice conversation over on my channel while playing Mass Effect 2. Ah, fuck. Forgot about that. While playing Mass Effect 2 about just kind of how YouTube has started to feel over the course of, you know, my work here on BrantFurred and over on the Isaac Zephyr channel in and of itself, where it's a bit of a depressing conversation. I wouldn't recommend it unless you like hearing a lot about like tech stuff and YouTube in the past and kind of different things like that. So yes, that was a thing. Also, I want to start using more like editing tools and whatnot for the actual stuff itself, like BrantFurred channel stuff, Isaac Zephyr channel stuff. Like, I want to try to put a little bit more effort into it, because I've got a better internet connection now to do the uploads for everybody, which means that what used to be essentially an everyday kind of thing is now I can do all of the uploads for like an entire week in essentially what equates to about an hour, which is... it was ridiculous for me to think of that prior, because essentially I was always putting the work in to make sure that videos are ready, that their stuff was there, that, you know, I set it up overnight or while I was at work so that, yeah, it could be done. There was the point that I even made a Patreon, like the desperate hope, like, hey, it takes a long time to do this stuff and then to upload it, so, you know, Patreon. Try to support the BrantFurred show and me to be able to keep doing it and do it at a level that's, I want to say a little bit more than what we have been doing. Because, well, I thought for the longest time that the problem wasn't, like, the hardware or anything. The problem was, like, me. Was I wasn't good enough, I wasn't a good enough editor, or I wasn't a good enough anything, or I didn't have the time. Now I kind of realize a lot of it... oh, fuck. Yeah. Come on, you. Change. Now I kind of realize majorly it was... I've had the same equipment going on this for years now, and a lot of it either falls to the point of being outdated, or I've had to send it in for repair work more than once. So now it's a matter of we need to upgrade our equipment. It's a necessity at this point. If we're going to stream, we need new stuff, and I've tried to stream multiple times, trying to see if maybe I can work out the hardware bugs, but it's not going to happen. I mean, short of trying an XBit license and seeing if maybe different software will solve the problem. Oh, I love this room. Dude. Ah. Yeah, seeing if different software might solve the problem. Short of being able to afford an XSplit license for any reasonable amount of time, because purchasing the 3-month is just stupid expensive, and I can't imagine that with the new stuff I have access to with Nick and working with him. Sorry. I don't mean to be coughing, just throat's really hoarse. But yes, with access to new internet connections and whatnot, which allow me to, hey, upload everything in a week. Or I'll upload all of a week's stuff in like an hour. So I can put the week towards actually editing and making more interesting stuff. Alright, I fucking hate this boss. Okay, let's go. There's very little reason to actually go over this boss. Because you can reach from there. Unfortunately, you need to be careful. No point in using the sword. I'm still going to use A because it's my neutral toss button. Two. Got him. Yep. It's one of those bosses that I feel didn't really get a lot of thought put into him. I mean, it's a 3D boss, and the 3D, or the... Shit. Got him. Yeah, no. I feel like a little bit more effort could have gotten into this particular boss to make sure that you had to use these bits, or... even that these bits were more accessible to move around on. Just because of how limited platforming is in this game, it's very difficult to actually get over him, so... Got him. And I think that was the last hit. Let me just stand here just in case. Nope, one more. Shit. I hit the rim. Alright. Come on. Sorry, I gotta kind of focus on this boss, because it's a timing thing. Shit. Alright, we got 3 shots left, and then we have to actually wait. Ah, fuck. Little bit earlier. Fuck! Shit, I think this one's... I think this one's the one with the rocks. And I've only got 1 bomb left. Yep. Ah, fuck! Come on! Damn it. Alright. Now I gotta wait for more bombs. Oh, I hate this boss. I mean, he's got kind of that one, you don't really need to do what they want you to do, which is, like, come up above here and try to drop a bomb. Oh, fuck! Come on, give me some bombs. Yeah. Come on. Come on. There's some. 4. Good enough. Got him! At least I think I got him. Yep. Nothing but net. Swish. Got a heart container. Alright, make sure I checked all this dungeon. I did. Alright. Let's grab ourselves our second essence. Got the ancient wood. Aw yeah, an essence of time. It whispers only truth to closed ears from out of the stillness. The stillness of the wood. Alright. This is our first bit in the past, so we get the cool seeds. Isaac, I sense an essence of time on the South Seas Crescent Island. Find a way there from the town's coast. Sounds like a plan. Cue the witch. Don't cue the witch? I seriously didn't kill enough enemies during that dungeon? Seriously? Wow. I'm kind of impressed. Oh, no, wait. This is where it is. There we go. Okay, come on. The heart piece. Ugh. Ring, heart piece. Perfect. We just gotta get it. Ah, all my stuff flew out of my bag. Just take it when you drop two. This will show you what happens when you make people mad. Ah, come on! Bullshit! Ugh. I can grab anything else with a sword swing, but I don't think I'm gonna get that heart piece. Fuck you. Stole my heart piece. I got a ring anyway. No, I'm gonna need to use the Maple Meetings up ring, aren't I? What's our current thing? Stink bag. Okay, so there's nothing we can do with that right now. Doot. Let's go in here. Give me this ring. I don't want to buy two because I need to appraise some of these rings. Okay. Should actually probably proc the stuff near the coast. So we gotta grab those. Whoop. Around the coast here. We need to talk to Rafton, I believe, because then he'll proc the ability to get a few different items. Is Rafton further that way? No, this is Rafton's place. Why did I think this was Cheval's place? Hey, Rafton. I am Rafton. My dream is to make fine rafts that can sail the seas. If I only had rope that won't decay in water, I could make a raft. I just can't find any. There's a fellow named Cheval on the east edge of town who's working on such rope, but I don't think he's done yet. Alright, so let me go proc Cheval. Doot. And then we'll go into the future and appraise some rings. Hopefully get some good ones. But yeah, 100%ing this game, which is something that I've done with most of the prior Zelda games that I've played on my channel. May not be a thing, just because there's a lot of random aspect to it, which is the same reason why I didn't actually 100% Minish Cap. I am Cheval. I'm researching items for use in water. Before I die, I want to finish my work on flippers for swimming and rope that won't decay in water. I hope to aid all the people of the world by inventing such things. Alright. Ooh. Actually, we might need some rupees for what I want. Hey, Isaac! Are you looking for something or what, huh? Cheval rope? I know that name, yeah. I've seen a grave in our own time that has that name on it. But I don't have time to chat. I'm busy. See ya! Well, see you, Ralph. It's nice to see you, too. Whee! Alright, so now we need to go to the future so we can get some Cheval rope. So it's a grave, so we should probably head to the graveyard, and this is where I believe that the three, like, special beasts, for lack of better terms, proc. And I have to say, of the three, Dimitri's my favorite. For ages, though, he's not my favorite to actually have, because you later get the mermaid suit, which more or less makes him useless. Because you don't... Well, he can swim in ocean, which is, like, the one thing he can do. I guess up waterfalls. There's not that many waterfalls in the game, though, and they only actually show up if you get him. So now, I'm gonna quickly double check here, but I think if I want Dimitri, I need the flute in here, which isn't available yet, so I haven't procced the event that's going to mean that the ones that I run into actually do anything, or are permanent. Welcome to Vazier's Jewelers. Appraise these. Blue luck ring, half damage from beams, that's alright I suppose. Whimsical ring. Sword damage down, sometimes deadly. Peace ring, no explosions when holding a bomb. I do like the sound of the peace ring, but unfortunately, I still want the discovery ring, because we got gaseous seeds for days. Alright, we gotta leave the city in a way that will lead us to the graveyard. Doo, 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 doo. Slash. Go. Alright. Ugh, that maple heart piece is still gonna bug me. So I believe what we gotta do is something like this. And... hello! Hey, this guy's shocked. Let's shock him some more. Give him the shocker! Ghosts! Help! Where? Why's the weirdo here? What are you looking at? We'll shock you too! Fuck you, ghosts. They have, like, ridiculous amounts of health. And they did in the game that they came from, too. I want that heart. Please? Thank you. Yeah, got him. Hey there, how you doing? Good. Don't eat me, I taste awful. Oh, the ghosts are all gone. Did you chase them away? Well, thank you. I'm Moosh. Maybe I can help you out. Climb up onto my back. Tap A to hover, or hold it to charge up for a ground pound. But water's my weakness. The shallow stuff is one thing, but I can't take deep water, so be careful. Butt slam. Butt slam. I can float if you tap A. If you move as I float, you can float across pits. Try it. Ugh. I think it's in seasons. There's one, like, whole area that you get, and it's, like, stupid hard. Alright. Plenty of time in this episode. You can tell Game Boy games were my strength, because I can actually get a lot done in a single episode, as opposed to, like, Ocarina of Time, where one dungeon could take 2 to 3 episodes. Whoop. Alright, so we gotta get the flippers first. Oops, quick swing around here. I think that's one reason why, and Riffti believes that people would not watch me play this game 4 times, and I'm inclined to agree with her. But I could probably punch out all 4 of those playthroughs in maybe... oh, fuck. If I don't screw up like that all the time. In, like, maybe... ballpark 20-ish episodes, maybe? At least 2 playthroughs. It wouldn't take me horribly long. Link to the Past only took me 15 episodes, and that's a game I'm not as familiar with. Alright. See, I like the swimming controls... I like the swimming controls right now. I hate the mermaid suit later. I like the ability to swim in the ocean. It's awesome. Hate the controls for swimming with the mermaid suit. It is the worst. Got the cheval rope. This sturdy rope won't rot when wet. Dude. Alright, swim out of here. We got the rope. We got the rope, and it is rope-a-dope. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you. Worst enemies ever. Shit. Whoop. You found what you were looking for, huh? I'm glad I could help. See you around! Alright, so he fucked off. Get out of here. We're almost at episode time, so... let's get back to Cheval so we know what we're doing next. Did this proc the shop? Nope, I think I have to meet them all first. And I think it's like 300 rupees, it's nuts. Alright. Up and around. Hey, Maku Tree. Actually, speaking of, we are 2 tasks in. I actually think I should probably collect some rupees before next episode. Don't think there's anything in here yet. I think these are just... if I need to replenish my seeds, I can easily come here. Yep. And then nothing this way? Yep, nothing yet. But more of these little bush places open up as we go. So I need to check back often. Shit. Alright, so... I'm gonna spend a little bit of time digging for rupees, because I need to replenish. I'd like to purchase the other ring that's in the advanced shop, because on the Seasons playthrough over on my channel, I actually already got them both. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure that there's an event about to proc where I need like 150 rupees. So, I'm gonna dig for gold, and until next time, this will be Isaac Zephyr, signing out, and I will see you all later, heroes.